Speaker. On the 22nd of April, terrorists brutally killed 26 tourists in Vlagnum in a barbaric and savage act of violence. Most victims were killed at point-blank range by gunshots to their heads. My thoughts and prayers were with all those that are affected by this murderous, violent terrorism in Vlagnum. This was an act of terrorism, and we must reflect on the fact that Vlagnum has joined Mumbai, New Delhi and other places in India that will be forever scarred by an act of terror. Mr. Speaker, this is clearly a precarious moment, and we want to see tensions ease between India and Pakistan. We want to avoid a state-on-state military escalation. We're also clear that India has the right to take reasonable and proportionate steps to defend itself and to dismantle the vile terrorist infrastructure that has caused death and continues to threaten them. And we know that terrorists based in Pakistan threaten India and Western interests. It was the country that Osama bin Laden was hiding in. And because of the long history of violence inflicted by terrorists on India, the UK has in place long-standing security cooperation agreements with India. And in fact, last week in this House, I reminded the government of those long-standing security agreements, why they exist and why they should matter to us here in the UK. Given these links, the UK government should be at the forefront of working with our friends and allies to tackle the terrorist threats that we face collectively. While I know the Minister will not be able to speak about intelligence sharing between UK and India, can he at least confirm whether our intelligence and security services have been in contact with India about the incidents that took place and are supporting their investigations? Has the government provided any specific security assistance to India in the aftermath of the terrorist attack in Kashmir? Could Britain offer specific support that might help avert escalation? Does the Minister agree with the assessment made by India that the Resistance Front, who claim responsibility for the 22nd April attacks, are a front for Pakistan-based terrorist group Lashkar-e-Taiba? Lashkar-e-Taiba are a proscribed terrorist group who have a clear history of committing acts of terror against India and have reported links to Hamas, including reports that Hamas representatives have met with them earlier this year. Can the Minister confirm if the UK government is aware of any cooperation and links between Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hamas? I asked this of the Minister last week and he did not respond, so I'd welcome an answer on this important point today. And does the Minister know which terror groups are currently operating in Pakistan and their links to other terrorist groups that threaten our interests? Last week, the Minister said we are playing our role by trying to ensure that tensions do not escalate. The British government does have a role to play and needs to leverage its influence to help ease tensions. So can the Minister inform the House what are the direct discussions that are taking place between India and Pakistan governments since those attacks 2 weeks ago? Was the UK informed in advance of the actions being undertaken, and does the Minister have a plan to support easing these tensions? The Minister is referring to the Foreign Secretary's calls with counterparts and engagement. Can he give more evidence of those discussions? Have ministers undertaken an assessment of the terrorist infrastructure based in Pakistan? Has the Minister had discussions with the Pakistan government on this matter? And can ministers give assurances that there are sufficient measures in place to ensure that no British aid to Pakistan, either bilaterally or through multilateral sources, has ended up in the wrong hands? With these questions in mind, the diaspora communities here in the UK have strong links to both India and Pakistan, as the Minister has said. So can he give an update on the actions that will be taken to prevent the escalation of tensions impacting on communities in our country? Can he give details of extra consular capacity and support the UK will be given to the High Commissions in both countries and provide consular support to British nationals in Pakistan and India? And finally, will the Minister now be more forthcoming with the House about the government's assessment as to who carried out the terror attack in Kashmir, whether they were working with any other malign actors, and whether he is working through the security implications for the UK?
Mr. Speaker, the Right Honourable Lady asks important questions. And let me take this opportunity to reiterate our condemnation of terrorism in all its forms. Our thoughts are, of course, still with those affected by the despicable acts of the 22nd of April. Our thoughts are with their loved ones and the people of India. The Prime Minister spoke with Prime Minister Modi on the 24th of April, and the Foreign Secretary spoke with his counterpart on the 27th. We are all, as the Right Honourable Lady would expect, in regular contact with our counterparts, as she may know, the Foreign Secretary is travelling at the moment, and I'm not privy to the very latest contacts he has had, but I know that they are ongoing. The Right Honourable Lady asks important questions about community relations in this country. I'm, of course, working closely with my MHCLG counterparts who are talking to affected communities across the country, recognising the sensitivities that she points to. And I can confirm to the Right Honourable Lady that I have had extended discussions with my Pakistani counterparts about the terrorist threat within Pakistan and the efforts that need to be taken in order to address it, and that is a terrorist threat which affects Pakistan herself as well, who has, of course, suffered, even in recent months, very significant terrorist attacks.